Now that we've learned how to draw each curve independently, we can put it all together and draw a graph that shows the cost for the typical firm. Now, first thing you should do is draw the marginal cost curve. Remember to follow the basic premise that the marginal cost curve falls and then starts to rise as more are produced. The next thing we draw is the average total cost curve. The average total cost curve has to intersect the marginal cost curve at efficient scale. The reason is, again, as we've talked about before, that average marginal relationship. Whenever the marginal is below the average, then the average must be falling. Whenever the marginal is above the average must be rising. So they have to intersect just in that way. Next, we have the shape of the variable cost curve. The variable cost curve falls and then rises, and as it increases in quantity, AVC approaches the average total cost curve, but they never touch. So these are the basic points of this graph, or of the graph of a firm's costs, and they all have to be met. Number one, marginal cost intersects ATC and AVC at their minimum points. Number two, average total cost and average variable cost have to approach each other, but they can never intersect. The reason they can't intersect is because variable cost is a part of total cost. So there's no way that variable cost could be greater than the total cost. It's part of it. Let's look at another graph that shows what not to do. There are a whole bunch of mistakes made with this graph, and we'll just point them out one by one. First thing is, this marginal cost curve, for some reason, starts to decrease. That can't happen. Because of the law of diminishing returns, marginal costs constantly increase once we pass that point of increasing returns. So we have decreasing returns and then possibly negative returns, but there's not some point again where costs start to decrease. The second problem is that average total and average variable cost do not intersect marginal cost at their minimums. And then finally, average variable and average total cost are crossing each other here. I should emphasize here that these things are not just style points. They're mathematical requirements. It's not possible for the graph to look any other way than we've drawn it here.